on this episode of The Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak.
Yo, dude, heard you could hook me up with some good shit. That true? Who the hell are you? A good friend of mine told me all about you. Said you got some kick-ass mints that can get me high. Emphasis on the kick. Mind hooking me up with some? I'll pay you whatever you want if that's good. Esmeralda, Kayla, mind help me out here. Oh? What about it? You two are bursting at the seams with sex appeal. There's this pizzazz to you. It's everything I could have hoped for and more. What do you say we chase new heights of sexiness to get? I'm far too busy to even consider the proposition. That's not a field I have much interest in, I'm afraid. What? That's just all I have left? Hey, I don't remember agreeing to your nonsense. Same as always. Oh boy. That's it, you always prepare me by coming back here to play, you know, don't forget that. But yeah, Dingo would tell me stories about you two sometimes. The punk-ass Spriggan and the newbie reporter he had befriended. I do hope you're able to track down his notebook. If there's anyone out there that he'd want to inherit it, I'd imagine it'd be you two. Thank you, we'll do our best. She's sure hell gonna try. It'd be a waste to just let it go after God doing all this work for it. Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Trails of Daybreak. In the last part, we chatted up with our friends. That's pretty much it. We hit the shops, bought some stuff, and now we are ready for our last round of edit 4 SPGs, because we're in the finale. There's not much left in the game. So, we picked up a 4 SPG. I didn't read what it was, but we gotta go over here. So, let's talk to this lady. You're Zora, right? Want to put the call out for us? We're Arcade Solutions. Nice to meet you. Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much for coming. Please have a seat. I'll get some tea ready just for just a minute. I was curious what Spriggan would be like, you know? You look like just normal people. Might have even seen you around town before. You probably have. Our office is in Old Town. I know some stuff about you and your son. He's studying for high school entrance exams, right? Wow, you weren't kidding. You really do know about us. But you're right. We're hoping we'll be able to get to Aramis Academy, so I've been having rigorously study every day. His grades were in a bit of a rut for a while, but they thankfully have started improving. Not that I've ever doubted him, of course. He's my son, of course, so of course he's capable. If he keeps this up, he'll surely nail the spot in the academy at the tippy top of his class. Mom's real passionate about her kid's education. Whereas he's starting to show some promise, the situation turns dire. Curtis has been behaving really strange as of late. He's becoming violent all of a sudden, yelling really loudly, hitting things. And he's never done that before? I can see why you would be concerned. Never in his life. He's always been a good boy. He must be in some awful company if he's acting that way. That's the most logical explanation. I take my eyes off for a moment and this happens. That's why I need you. Please figure out what happened to my precious Curtis. So what if he's gotten a little sassy? I'd want to curse myself mute if I was getting choked like this 24/7. Really? I don't think it would hurt to look around a little to make sure he isn't falling into it with a bad crowd just to be safe. What do you think, Vaughn? Should we help her? Give me a minute to think about it. Sure. Alright, we'll take the case. Fantastic, thank you so much. You don't mind me asking, man, where is Curtis right now? He's out buying some reference material. There's a book in the Tyrell district he likes to shop at. I imagine he's there. Oh, he's out right now. Perfect. Before we start anything, mind if we search his room? Ain't too hot in digging through teen stuff like that, but it's the almost obvious place to start looking. I understand, but you can search his room. Follow me upstairs. Bet you anything he's got all kinds of dirty mags in under his mattress. How did I know you were gonna say that? Alright. Here you are, this is Curtis's room. Thanks for showing us. Alright, let's get this done before the kids back home. On the rest started combing through the Curtis's bedroom. First they found nothing of note that could be plausibly explained his violent paternal behavior. The objects kept hidden were mock exams and failing scores. But a few minutes later, look at that. Did you find something, Ron? You bet. Take a look what I found tucked away inside the desk drawer. A mint tin? Looks empty. I don't think I recognize the brand. Could you explain what it is? They sell tobacco-flavored mints inside these suckers. You can only get them if you're smoking or trying to quit. That would explain why it doesn't smell like cigs in here. You could have been chewing on those instead of lighting one up. They taste like what? They may not be the real thing, but only delinquents even think about smoking at his age. Oh, my poor Curtis, what did I go wrong with you? Thought I raised you to be such a good boy. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We might be missing something that explains why he had this tin. I know exactly why you had it. It's all my husband's fault. Him and that scandal of his got demoted from the Bank of Edith. We were forced to move into Old Town because of that. We were living in a safe neighborhood where someone would be straying from the path. Husband was supposed to start working at a subsidiary once he was out of probation. But where do I end up finding him instead? Montmartre! I caught him eating there again without a care in the world while I was out shopping. Absolutely ridiculous. Has he been working this whole time, or is he just pulling the wool over my eyes? Can't just trust him anymore. Would you? Wow, she just keeps going. Anyway, this tent gives us a good jumping off point. We'll keep sniffing around and see when we turn up. Pardon my outburst. I'll leave you all to it. I'll be waiting for your report downstairs. What's the matter, Vaughn? Did you notice something else? Yeah, the tent still stings. It's fake, but you can still get a whiff if you get close to it. It smells like it's an orbital hookah. It's not like an orbital hookah. Feels like it's a lifetime ago, but I recognize that smell anywhere. What? Really? Here I thought we were finally done with that bullshit. I don't know if I'm more surprised by the orbital hookahs coming back, or that Hound's nose of yours picking up the smell. You mean the drug that Ada developed and peddled through the Vegas films? I don't remember hearing about that stuff coming from tablets. Where'd they get something like that? I worry how his health might be affected. Alright, Chief, what's the plan? Do we go straight to the kid and get him to spill? No, we need to figure out where these things came from in the first place. Right now, this stays between us. Nothing good can come from his mom catching wind of this. The firecracker of a mom like that, I can only imagine. Since we're talking about tobacco-flavored mints, and maybe cigarettes, that would know something. If his father smokes too, that could also lead somewhere else. Agreed. You might as well look at both of those. Mom said something about her husband eating at Montmartre. Alright. Montmartre we go. Alright. Commands. Got a minute? I want to ask something about your son. I want to explain this across from Roman's wife and summarize the team's findings thus far. What? My son is chewing tobacco-flavored mints? Can't believe it. He's never been the brightest at school, but I didn't think he'd be that stupid. Sir, please calm down. As an aside, do you smoke at all, sir? Good goddess, no. Why would I? The smell would only make our clients uncomfortable. Do you have any idea why Curtis would be taking those tablets and eat it all? Oh, I know what's going on with him. One was getting lazy. Trying to study for entrance exams, so he must be taking them out as a distraction. What an embarrassment. He's getting real spoiled for you think he's getting away with all this nonsense. When I was his age, I was so focused on my studies I didn't even eat or sleep. So what did you and Zora doing raising our son with him for him to turn out like that? What's his problem? I get that he's mad, but he's still the kid's dad. Sounds like the parents themselves have some issues to work through. Parents like these, the kid was gonna start acting out sooner or later. Thanks for the info. Get out of your hair now. Alright. Oh boy. Stirring up trouble already. Hey, Missy. Sorry to interrupt your class. Can we have a quick chat? Yeah, I want to ask about a kid we've been hired to look into. His name's Curtis. Of all the times. I guess if we really can't wait. Let's go somewhere else. Alright. Right, okay. Not gonna lie, I think his parents are making a storm in the teacup. Kid's not gonna turn into some hardened criminal because of this. But to answer your question, dude, I do know who you're talking about. Came to my tobacco kiosk about an hour ago. You did? Yeah, he asked if I had any tobacco-flavored mints for sale. I told him I don't sell them and that, and even if I did, a kid like him shouldn't go anywhere near them. He got all huffy and started yelling. Called me an old hag, which was nice of him. Wow. So sorry you had to deal with that. Damn, kid's got some balls to say that to your face. What do you do after that? Beats me. I guess he was going to look for some other place he could sucker to sell. You could sucker to sell him those mints. Makes sense. Thanks for the info. Well, there's both people off our list, and none of it helped. Dad really didn't tell us anything to do about the new kid, and we got no info or go about those mints. Guess the last stop's that bookstore his mom mentioned. Might not even be there, but it can't hurt to talk to him if he is. If he's not, we can always ask the staff. They might know something. Alright. Bookstore. Hey, Missy. I haven't seen anyone who looks like they could be Curtis. I'll have to imagine and see what she has to say. Excuse me, does the name Curtis ring a bell by any chance? Oh wow, poor Curtis, I had no idea he was going through all that. He comes here a lot, so one of my workers and I made a point of looking after him and helping him with the studies. Well, actually, I couldn't tell you anything about his personal life or those mints you mentioned. It's all news to me. It's okay, we appreciate you talking to us at all. If you don't mind me asking, can you tell us about the other worker? Oh, I recognize you. You come here a lot too. You're from Aramis, aren't you? His name's Albert. You probably know him, right? Yes, absolutely. I can't believe I forgot that this is where he works. He sure does. He and Curtis seem to get along really well. He would recommend reference books for Curtis to buy and whatnot. Between the two of us, I imagine Albert would know more about him than I do. That little good that'll do unless we can track the nerd down. Any ideas where he might be? This night he's probably either on campus or somewhere around the Arbor district. What are you waiting for? Let's go find him. That's exactly what we're gonna do. Fingers crossed he doesn't turn out to be a dead end. Alright. There he is! I didn't mean to talk to you, sir. No! No! I'm sorry to call you all this, son, Albert. It's alright. Looks like it's something you need to be discreet about. Something like that. We're looking at someone right now. Do you know Curtis? Damn it, I knew something was up. He'd been acting strange lately. Maybe unstable is the best word for it. He was very different from his usual self. How long have you known him? You know, I really want to help you. But I guess I noticed it around late October or early November. He was pretty down in the dumps before that, saying he lost motivation. But then he started being all excited about his studies all of a sudden. Something was off about it, though. I don't know where all the enthusiasm came from. Thanks for letting us know. Have you heard anything particular about his friends? As if he was hanging around with a bad crowd? No, not really. It looked like it anyway. Wait, maybe it's not quite that. I do remember something that looked like him. Hanging around the back to the Tower District. Since it was at night, the guy I was talking to looked a little shady. I kind of assumed it couldn't be Curtis. Damn it, maybe that's the guy that. Come on, stop mumbling it out with it. We've been warned at school to watch out for suspicious men that hang around the Tyro's back streets. He apparently sells tobacco and hard drugs to young people. That's what the rumors say anyway. Should have made the connection earlier. Curtis could have bought the tablets from him. It makes a lot of sense. Maybe he was going to meet with him today when he was going to the bookstore. Looks like it anyway. Next stop, Tyrell's back streets. Well, I'm glad I could be of help. Please do something for Curtis. We will. Thank you for your help, Albert. Alright. This man's getting himself into trouble. There he is. That's gotta be the seller, right? He just looks like it. The only way to find out, or pose as a customer and try to talk to him. You guys hang out here. If you approach him as a group, you'll probably get spooked. Makes sense to me. Good luck, Vaughn. Whoa, hold on a minute, Chief. We're talking about a guy who deals with kids. He's not gonna want to sell a little part like you. You'll never miss an opportunity to remind me that I'm older than you, do you? But you might have a point. This client faces a student like Curtis, and I sure as hell am out. Oh, Vaughn, don't let Aaron get to you. You're still perfectly young. Yeah, don't worry about it. You should be more confident. Nah, I agree. I'm not the best man for the job. It ought to be someone who looks rebellious and not enjoy taking drugs, or else our guy won't buy. You're up, kid. Show this old man what a young punk like you can deliver. Hell yeah, I'll deliver all right. Just watch and learn. Yo, dude, heard you could cook me up with some good shit. That true? Who the hell are you? A good friend of mine told me all about you. Said you got some kick-ass mints that can get me high. Emphasis on the kick. Mind hooking me up with some? I'll pay you whatever you want if that's good. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, man. That lanky-ass school kid fill you in? I'll let you in on a secret. That stuff originally came straight from some pharmaceutical company. I hadn't heard of it before, but I guess they got busted by the cops or something like that. They were out on the market for only a hot minute before they were taken off. I just sold the last of my stock to that kid a little while ago. You kidding me? All the talking, you got nothing to deliver? I'm gonna lay that guy down. Hey, trust me, I'd love to have more so I can make more money. It is what it is. Seems like the kid's developed a real dependence on him, though. I tried telling him what I just told you, but he got all pissy with me. He told me to give him more before chucking what he had like a baby. Ugh, stuff like that's why I freaking hate dealing with addicts like him. You've always got to make everything hard. Bingo, so the kid really did just come through here. That's pretty shitty, yeah. What do you do after you threw that temper tantrum? I suggested some other stuff to try, but he wouldn't listen to me. All he wants are those mints, it seems. So I told him to try the Blacklight District just to finally get the kid out of my face. Even told him how to get down there for good measure. Hopefully he'll leave me alone now. Blacklight District, huh? That's a good idea. You could definitely see someone down there hawking that stuff in some dark, dingy corner. Is all you're after, too? Or just those mints? I got plenty of other perfectly good stuff, you know. I'll even give you a free hit. You should try it. Nah, I'm good, man. I'm only interested in those mints, too. Great. Thanks for nothing. What a waste of time this was. I think I'm gonna try something else for today. Scene here is pretty deader than the stuffed bomb. Nice work. Sounds like you got a lot out of that dirt bag. I'm just glad we have an idea of where Curtis might be now. Okay, I bet we can guess those mints came from too. Yeah, it's probably a dummy corporation set up by A. Now all we need to do is find the kid and hear his side of the story. Seeing he's on his way to the Blacklight District, let's focus on dragging him out first. We can question him after that. Sounds good to me. A place like that's gonna be dangerous for a kid like him before long. Let's track him and get him out of there.
Coldest!
Alright. Finally I found you. Hey, you're Maja, right? The herb seller? Tell me you got the mint I'm looking for. Say, I don't think I recognize you. You look like you came from the surface, the way you dress. Hate to break it to you, but I don't stock that garbage. Honestly, you really should quit taking those things if you know what's good for you. Liar, I do have those mints. I know it. If I don't get those more of those mints, I'm... Bingo. Knew this is where we would find our Poindexter. Huh? What do you want? I swear I recognize you from somewhere. You're Curtis, right? Clearly something's going on with this kid here. Mind filling me in? Sure, his mom sent out a request for us. Alright. What? I didn't hear any about that. All I knew was that they were hard to come by. I thought they were ordinary mints that just happened to taste like tobacco. Oh, there's more to them than that. Much more. I heard they were manufactured by A, and that they were leaked on the streets before the cops did the post-Tharbad roundup. The CID stamped out their pipelines, so they're not being made anymore. It's only a matter of time before they're off the streets completely. Well, that's a relief. I get you kids like to rebel against your parents, but hard drugs aren't exactly the gotcha you think they are. It's not about that. I'm not trying to rebel. I needed those mints. Why can't you a simpleton understand? It's not worth damaging your body. You really need to stop. You're already showing side effects, bud. That outburst there? Probably the mints making you irritable and prone to withdrawal. Like it or not, those things are having an impact on you, and they're only going to get worse the longer you're on them. I know that, for crying out loud. I know they're dangerous, but I have to take them. If I don't have them, I can't study hard enough. If I can't study hard enough, I'll fail my entrance exam. And then I'll just be another stupid kid like all the rest. I don't even want to imagine how my parents would react if that happens. They'll yell and scream and maybe kick me out of the house. My life's over, isn't it? This poor kid. I feel awful for him. This poor kid's been driven into a corner. We have to hold his parents accountable. No middle schooler should be stressing like this. You're not, young man. As long as we're on this case, we won't let your parents unjustly punish you. That I promise. Okay, I didn't set up to be this family's counselor. But it's pretty clear to me that the parents share some of the blame here. We already need to give them a talking to. I know you aren't gonna like this, but I need you to be part of that discussion with us, okay? If you don't mind me asking, do you know who sold those mints to him in the first place? We do, actually. Blonde guy with the goatee. He seemed like he had a habit for slinging this stuff around town. Oh, him. Should have figured. Don't you worry, guys. He hasn't been on the streets for long. I'm sure to remind him of the rules we have here. Though, frankly, if he's going around selling drugs to children, he won't be on the streets for long. Thanks. We really appreciate it. Saves us the ball ache of having to go find him again. Probably ought to report back to Renee before doing anything else, though. Now that we're done here, let's swing back here around to Vermonti's place and fill him on the details. Good idea. We can take a look at Curtis and diagnose his conditions too. Alright. The Minty Mystery. Alright. We gotta prescribe sorely needed medicine for the boy once Curtis has subsided while in contact with his parents. Alright. Now that everyone's here, we can get started. Well, what did you find? Was I right? Has Curtis made some bad friends? Well, I'm sure it's the typical rebellious teen phase. Let's go over what we found when we can take things from there. Alright. Vaughn began discussing how Curtis brought the tobacco-flavored mints when he dove on a whim. Curtis soon had developed a dependency on them, and since his academics improved when he used them. Vaughn also brought up how the mints that were laced with drugs. Though the side effects were light, Curtis soon started taking prescription medicine, thinking it would cure him. It's still so much to take in. I feel so dizzy simply thinking about it. I think my own son would be taking prescription drugs. He's even worse than I can imagine. I'm very disappointed in you. Is this the things I get? I'm disappointing you in your studies unconditionally? What do you have to say for yourself, young man? Keep it down, will you? Or do you want the neighbors to hear you? As for you, did you forget that your father you just started working again? I don't have time for this nonsense, and yet here you are, causing me nothing but problems as if nothing. I don't have enough on my plate already. Perhaps you had to beg for some time off to come and have this conversation with you. Are you even aware of what I'm going through? I'm sorry. I'm honestly surprised at the total lack of shame here. So am I. Are you actually sorry for what you've been put us through, young man? I trust the police aren't going to have to get involved at this point. Last thing I need is for my son to get arrested. Now that would really get me fired. No, you two got it all wrong. He's not the one who should be ashamed. It's you two. You should be mortified. Though I guess that's up to you. Can't force out you to feel guilty. Guilty? What should I even feel guilty for? Don't try to change the subject. Curtis is the one acting like a delinquent. This isn't about us. On the contrary, this is all about you folks. Or did you forget already? You asked us to figure out why your kid changed. We served you the answer on a silver platter. Curtis was hitting a dead end with his studies and felt like he was being driven to a corner. Well, that may be true, but I fail to see what that has to do with either of us. Since you're not getting it, I'll spell it out for you. Your son didn't fall in with the back crowd or change because of some damn mints. It's all his parents' fault. A neglectful pair that failed to notice what he was going through. Or maybe he just didn't want to. No, like where this conversation was headed. Where did I fail as a father, huh? Have you ever stopped to think about how Curtis feels? I don't know anything about your family, but it looks like you two only worry about what you want for him, not what he wants. And who are you thinking you can tell us how to run our family? You don't have the slightest idea how hard I had worked for this. Also, Curtis can get into a prestigious high school. His future would be set. Exactly. Do you know how much money I've spent on his textbooks and mock tests? I've done all that despite my work situation. This conversation is getting nowhere and fast. Should have known this would they wouldn't listen. You're wrong bailing out, leave the kid out to dry though. Not really my style, but I guess it's time for a little marriage counseling. Alright, so you can bring up family bonds for Law++, so you can recommend a divorce for Chaos++. We're gonna go with bonds, I guess. Maybe talking about their family bonds will get these two to snap out of it. Has it even crossed your mind just why you're someone so desperate for the studies? Who knows, maybe I'm talking on my ass, but shit looks like he's just trying to live up to those lofty expectations of yours. Well, that's not why. I just thought good students should go to a prestigious school. And then you hit a brick wall. And that's when you start returning to those mints to get rid of the Aramis. At the end of the day, is that what you want? I mean, it sounds to me like you really wanted was not to let your folks down. Put in all your efforts so they would finally acknowledge you. I don't know what to say. And while your son's busting his back to succeed, what support did he have? He had a mother that twisted her love and affection for her child into a leash. And a father acting only on his own self-righteousness without ever stopping to look back at his family. Honestly, none of you ever did. You two don't know the first thing about taking care of a kid if you think that excuse of parenting is the best way to raise him. So sorry. I wanted to support you, but it turns out all I was doing was burdening with you more. I might have let it get to my head having so much power over managing your life. I failed as a good mother. I should have believed in you, and I didn't. I'm also sorry, son. I thought it was my job as the man of the house to provide for my family, and that was your mother's job to raise you instead. When I was demoted at work, I thought I'd fail you. I'd fail you all. But that's not when this all started. All it began with me neglecting you, and that really should have been my role within this family. Dad, Mom. I think it's time for us three to sit down and talk as a family. Talk and figure out where we went wrong and how to fix things. You're right. It's time we stopped running from reality and started trying to work together. Yeah, I guess so. We really do need to talk. Phew. Glad things have finally calmed down. You had me on the edge of the seat the whole time. That was some fine work defusing the situation. No one does it quite like you, Vaughn. Nah, it wasn't anything special. Just did what I felt needed to turn things around. I don't got anything else to add here. The rest is up to you. Don't worry about the whole drug deal. We'll take care of it discreetly so it doesn't become public. We'll get out of your hair now. Good luck, y'all. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. What's going on? What else is going on here in Riverside? Oh, hello, Fee. Oh, hey, look who's here, Shahina and Sarah. Hi, guys. It's Sarah and Shahina. I see Sylvie's with you, too. Acquaintances of yours. We met each other in Tharbad. Nice to see you, it's been a while. What brings you here? We bumped into each other in town, so I'm showing them around now. We have a guest role in Director Guy's new film, so we're invited to come here. You mean Director Guy's next film? Congratulations! Careful with that perv. Don't let him go goading and doing some skeevy scene or event. Don't worry, Nia and I keep an eye on him to make sure he won't try anything funny. Thank you for doing that. Actually, we ran away to your office to say hi, Vaughn. You got ahead of us there. If you have the time, feel free to stop by for a visit any time. I'm usually free during the day. We'll stay into the Revolution Festival, so I'm sure we'll have the chance to visit. We'll get out our reserve snacks for you. I mean, my reserve, the ones I saved for myself. Oh, you were saving those. Whoops, I ate all of them already. Son of a. Huh. Huh. Alright. Boy. Alright. Lord Almighty. What are we dealing with here? Editor-in-Chief, there's something I gotta tell you about Dingo Brad. Wait. Let me have a look. Oh. Monster? Sure. Alright. Vaughn. That reporter friend of yours used to work with Mailed, right? The biggest gossip rag in Calvar. I know you're retired with the editor-in-chief. I'm not. I think I was mentioning it before, but I've never met the guy. It's supposed to be a bit of a headache to deal with, so I'll try to keep it that way too. But it looks like my luck just ran out. I really think we should meet him. I wonder if he's there already. It's not that long from Milwaukee here to the Orbital Cafe. Just go and visit him when we get a chance then. Alright. I'm over here. We gotta go on over here.
そうだな。
Hey, look who it is. Oh, look who it is! I haven't seen you all since that we were in Tharbad. We weren't expecting to run into you here either, Director. I see Judas will do too. Things have just kind of worked out like that. I'll come here with Lieutenant Kayla. Hot. Governor asked yours truly to help with the ceremony's production. Makes sense, he did a good job with the film festival planning, catastrophes notwithstanding. Don't act like he didn't help at all there. I could do without a do-over from the Vast Festival. Please don't jinx it. I won't worry so much. You're more than aware of the fact that we're already rid of A. The odds of anything major happening are low at best. It's not improbable that there are remnants still out there, so security is still just as tight. That's a precaution. You here to discuss unit placement then? That's right. It means with us more than anything. Well, hello. I met you guys in Basel. It's good to see you again, too. We're here to help set up all the equipment for the ceremony. Oh yeah, y'all showing off some new stuff, right? It's been pretty busy then. Drowning to work, more light. This isn't even my specialty, and here I am slaving away. Though your sympathy does suit the pain, Vaughn. You don't mind if I call you Vaughn, right? Of course not. Good. You can call me Essie just like Quattro does if you want. That I'm gonna pass on. She gets real casual real quick. Is that smart-ass professor gonna hit me at the unveiling? He'll be at the ceremony, but not much else. He's got his hands full more than full with another project right now. Professor Hamilton will be there too. Esmeralda, Kayla, mind help me out here? Oh? What about it? You two are bursting at the seams with sex appeal. There's this pizzazz to you. It's everything I could have hoped for and more. What do you say we chase new heights of sexiness to get? I'm far too busy to even consider the proposition. That's not a field I have much interest in, I'm afraid. What? I just do it all I have left? Hey, I don't remember agreeing to your nonsense. Same as always. Oh boy. Well, let's bang this one out real quick. I'm gonna start through the depths, right? Where am I going? Apparently not here.
では向かいましょう。
Hey. Alright. Big old plant monster. Alright. Aw, no arts? Take that! Alright. That was just rude. Alright. Pluto's Nova. Let's see this. I haven't seen this one yet. Pluto's Nova. Ooh. Dropping a little moon on him.
行くぜ
Alright.
しびれろはあ決めろアーロンバトンタッチだ
主役の出番ね
No buffs for you.
逃がさないわフェリちゃんお願いはあ
That's
お
just
返
rude.
しだ
フェリちゃん好きだよ行きます
Alright.
ドライブ開始それ
チャンスだ
チャンスよ
No, no buffs.
逃がさないわ
Say no to
フェリち
buffs.
ゃんお願いいや今ですなんとかしないとドライブ開始いや感謝します
行くぜしびれろはあそこだフェリ
Alright.
これは効きますよすごく効かせてくれよ終わりですさあジュディスさん望むところですせやおまけやジュディスさんよっほっすきやり
That is rude.
しびれろ
Alright. Dead.
これからも頑張ります
Alright, Rebirth.
依頼達成ですね報酬が振り込まれたわ
Master Driver. Got all the drivers. Cool. Alright. Not that great, to be honest with you. Alright. I don't really need that. Alright.
ゴーゴーです
That's out of the way. Hey, mans. You really did come. Not that I didn't trust Dingo at all. My name's Von Arkwright. Take it you're Meld's editor-in-chief? Yep, that's me. Bingo and Dingo go back 7 years. You told me a lot about you. Sounds like you're real busy over in Orosian, too. No clue what you're on about. Thought there would be no reports about being involved with that. There won't. The authorities are keeping it a secret. Dude's probably just saying that to get under our skin. Well, whatever. It's not getting in an article, so I'm not interested. I called you here because of one of those four SPGs of yours. Nothing more, nothing less. The gist of it is, I want you to help me look for Dingo's notebook. Oh? What's this about? You suspected a notebook containing information he gathered as a reporter, or more like an information dealer? Both, actually. First heard about it a few weeks ago, just before he headed off to Creel. Could tell he was chasing a dangerous scoop of some kind. So I jokingly asked if he had a will ready yet. Oh. And look at us now. Didn't really occur to me, not even for a second, that this would happen to him just 4 days later. He laughed at it at the time, so I said one thing to me. The closest thing I had to Will is my notebook. I've left it with the trusted source, so if anything happens to me, send out a forest PG about it. Wait a second. So this is the third memento of his, on top of the video and camera. We don't have that notebook ourselves, though. Sorry if that's what you were hoping for. Oh, I never thought you did. I suspect you're the one who can track it down. Dingo seemed to trust you more than anyone, so I should suspect that's the way he wanted it to play out, too. The authorities have got everything that happened in Creel down a lot, and Almara are dead and gone. So I can't imagine if you have anything new worth writing about an article about it to begin with, but which means it's not worth my while hunting down. But I can't just ignore his words about it. So here we are. But I'll put the money up for you to find this thing. My last gift to him. So what's it gonna be, Spriggan? Wanna go find Dingo's notebook or not? Why not? We'll take the job. Got anything else you got anything to say? Maybe he said something about more than this, about this trusted source of his, for example? Yeah, I remember him telling me that there was nowhere near enough info to find the thing. It's myself. The only hint he gave me was that it's with people who know as much about my past as you do. Way to pique my interest. I wonder what Dingo's past was like. I've only heard bits of it myself. How much do you know? Even less than you do, I suspect. I know you used to live in Mezzaldon before ending up in the capital 7 years ago. That's about it. Wait, didn't Dante's act like he knew him?
久しぶりだな、ディンゴ・ブラッド。サルバッドでのあれはさておき。お前がメステルダム界隈でケチな情報屋をやってた時以来か。あんたがエンリケの下で若頭をやってた時以来だ。
They did touch on it during the Creel video. Alright, we'll see what we can dig up with that info then. Good luck. Anyway, my break's over. I gotta get back to work on finding scoops for the festival. I'll give you my number. Just give me a call if you do find it. I'll wire you the money if you do. It'll be my way of honoring Dingo's death. Got it. We'll take it from here. So what's the plan here? We don't exactly have a load of info to go off of. Look who we have is that someone that knows much about Dingo as that guy does. That rules out Jack and Bermati, and Vaughn, obviously. Oh, and Ren too. Yeah, information dealer is probably out of the question here. So, as anyone with as many connections as Ren has. And people like Nina know even less than that editor-in-chief does. Dingo was a very private person, and it went both ways. It honestly surprised me to see a gossip magazine report being so considerate. It's just how Dingo was. Jack, Bermati, and I try not to pry into his past either, mind you. Something must have happened between Dingo and Dante's while he was still in Mezzaldon. You'll have to say after whatever that was, ending up in the capital and becoming a reporter after. Don't know any details, but I imagine we'll get out of this knowing a whole lot more about when we came in with. We're gonna be unearthing what he tried to bury this whole time. What burdens he carried by himself. Vaughn. You don't look like you're about to break back down, though. No way, job's a job. I'm nothing if I can't see this kind of shit through. But anyway, I can think of at least one person who'd be willing to fit the bill for this job, and that won't be a pain in the ass to meet up with. Oh? It's not an information dealer, mind you, but she was close to Dingo. Can't be the one who immediately thought of her. Oh! I suspect to see who you mean. Are we going to meet her then? Yeah, let's head on over to Tyrell Times. Don't think a meeting with her will be all that hard to get as long as she's not out of the office. Right. Oh, damn it, that pass up left us with the bill. Gotta be pretty sly if you're gonna be running out the biggest gossip rag in the country. Well, it's the least he could do for him since he brought this to our attention. Alright. Lord.
Let's go!
Alright, Marielle. To you guys, great job, everyone. You're over to sit today back in Arassian. Thanks, you're a big help, too. Thought you would doubt you would have been able to get all those kids in the airship. I noticed you've been keeping busy lately. Yeah, you could say that. I had a lot of investigating to do once those revelations about Arassian came to light. And it was worth it in the end. I feel like I'm finally making a difference. Good for you. Now Dingo's got one less thing to worry about up there. Sure hope so. I'm that much closer to becoming that reporter he was, I'll take it. Alright. Oh, hey guys, good to see you again. Need something with the paper? Not this time. I came here to talk to you, Marielle. I'll give it to you straight. We're working on a force speed involving Dingo and need your help. What? You are? What sort of request is it? Please tell me. Put simply, you talked to Mel's editor-in-chief, Mr. Cutting? Dingo told me about him before, but I've never had the chance to meet him in person. He said he wants you to find Dingo's notebook? That's right. You remember what Dingo ever talking about you about that thing by any chance? Doesn't have to be anything direct or explicit. Anything you happen to remember him saying it will help. Actually, we didn't just talk about it before. I've seen that notebook with my own eyes. Say what? How'd that happen? I'm sure you'll notice that when he was alive, I tend to barge in on him when he was trying to work and stuff. One day we were having lunch, I was asking for advice on how to interview people, and he was writing stuff in his black leather notebook. I asked him what it was since I was curious. He told me it's where he jots his info down, both for his reporting work and info broker stuff. It definitely sounds like what we're after. At least now we know what's real. I got a little whiny and tried to get him to show me his notes, but of course he refused. When I got huffy about it, he kind of laughed at me and patted me on the head. I still remember exactly what he said. Who knows, maybe we'll get a peek at them one of these days. Although if I play my cards right, you shouldn't ever have to. Oh wow. He must have been preparing for what might have happened to him in that case. If that's the way he was talking, you could probably rule out him taking the notebook with him to Creo. You see, he also apparently swept through his place and couldn't find any real material of note that he left out there either. He had to have either given it to someone else to hang on to or stashed it somewhere for safekeeping. Which brings me to my next question. Do you think of anyone who he would have left that notebook with, or anyone who might know where it would be? Again, it's okay if you don't know anything definitive. Any leads you might have would be great. And just to be clear, I don't mean to broker this like Bramati. I'm talking about other sorts of acquaintances he had. Of course. Let me think. Maybe someone Mr. Cunning told you. Like, could he have... Think of something? Maybe. I could be completely wrong, but I can't rule it out either. Basically, when Dingo was alive, he would sometimes cover the adult industry of Mel magazine. He did? That's interesting. Guess it comes with being a tabloid reporter. What's the adult industry? Doesn't every industry have adults in it? It's coded for grown-up stuff. Certainly more grown-up than his wannabe protege here, that's for sure. Anyway, one time I confronted him about it. Dude, do you really have to cover such sexual stuff in your articles? Fear is demanded. It's our job as reporters to give them what they want, plain and simple. Plus, it's a way to get information that can help shut down some of the naturally illegal places run by the Mafia. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Say, out of curiosity, do you ever visit those sorts of places yourself? Huh? Well, when I need to for work. Lately, I've been too busy to go to any places like that myself, so I've had to lean on my old contacts to get a lot of what I need. Not exactly ideal. My job is supposed to be reporting things when I see myself, but it is what it is. Fair enough, I guess. Sure won't see me complaining about you. Complaining about what? Nothing. Nothing at all. Anyway, who's this contact you mentioned? Her? She's the one who operates on the ground. Runs a handful of outlets. Pretty talented, all things considered. She? Your contact is a woman? Yeah, what does that matter? You gotta introduce me to her. It'll help me write better news articles. Yeah. Unfortunately, Dingo said it was too soon for me to be in a place like that, and that was that. Looking back on it, there was only one part of town he could have meant that when he said she worked on the ground, right? Huh? I think that one goes without saying. Not only that, I think I might know the one he's talking about. Never would have guessed those two would have any history, but it goes to show it's a small world we live in. I suddenly remember there being a business that fit the bill when we were down there. Does that mean we're going to the Blacklight District? Yeah, who knows if we'll turn anything up down there, but it's worth a shot.
その皆さん、ここから先は私もご一緒させてもらえないでしょうか?
I don't know. Yeah, it gets kind of dangerous in the Blacklight District. Oh, I already know how dangerous it can be, believe me. But we're talking about Dingo's notes here. What's inside them matters to me too, you know.
まあ、いつかこいつを見せる機会があるかもしれない。そうならないよう努めるつもりだがな。
She does have a point. What do you think, Vaughn? Alright, you can come. You did give us some good valuable info, so it's only fair. But you gotta promise 2 things. 1, you stay behind us down there. No running ahead. And 2, you'll carry your own weight and help us out, too. Deal? Deal! Thanks, Vaughn. I promise you won't regret this. Marielle's to the party!
目的地に向かいます。
Where are we going? I'm going down, huh? Hello.
聞かせてもらうぜ。
Oh, it's you. You know, I thought I knew you well, but I had no idea Dingo went so far back. Go with me here. You were one helping him investigate Miles' illegal adult business, weren't you? Yeah, that's right. We must have worked together for, a decade, I want to say. We both had to keep it on down low in order to operate freely, though. He and I had known each other since we were both of Mezzaldom. That long, huh? Guess that makes sense. If you don't mind me asking, how did the two of you, meet? Oh, it wasn't anything special. He was a newly minted intel broker, and I was your common whore, making ends meet on the streets. We had a nice little thing going. You buy information I coax from my clients, and I do some favors in kind. He scratched my back, I scratched his. Huh. Still news to me. We assumed that Dingo hadn't started doing any reporting work back then. More or less. I will say, for an errand boy working on the ground, he had certain naivete to him back then. Maybe because he was still young. I had an acquaintance who worked at a local paper. I remember he was pretty intrigued about that side of things. I also mentioned, it was 8 years ago when I made that move to edit to this set up shop down here. But before he left, he gave me some top secret information as a parting gift. His intel and his connections have been a huge help to me. Huh, wait till the lady killed to schmooze his way to the underground. He really helped a lot of people while he was alive, didn't he? Yeah, he did. Later on, after everything went down in Mezzaldom, that's when he ended up drifting to the town. Personally, I was happy to see him make a clean break and get into a better line of work with better people. You never know what life has in store for you. Maybe the goddess took a liking to him and threw him a bone. Maybe so, yeah. Sorry to interject, but what happened to him in Mezzaldom? I didn't know anything about that. I wish I could tell you, honey, but it's not really my place to say. That all happened after I left, so I only heard things through the grapevine. But I won't leave you empty-handed. If you're looking for his notebook, I've got some information I'd be happy to share. Really? You do that? Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Just to clarify, we're looking for his black leather notebook he used to carry around. You've seen it before, I take it. Sure have. He'd be looking for a place to stash it away. I offered to hold on to it myself, but he turned me down. Can't blame him for being so cautious when he was going up against Amada. I did hear him mutter about asking someone for his help on his way out of town for a piece. That was 3 days before everything went down in Creel for reference. Holy cow, what timing! That's a valuable clue there. Actually, now that you mentioned it, how did Dingo get to Creel? Do you have any deals, Vaughn? He had this tiny-ass car, but he never drove it at all that much. He was always paranoid of people following him. Usually he took a train or a bus when he had to go out of the sticks. Probably flew a bit from time to time, too. I don't know what he did there. Same. We're talking about a guy who knew all the tricks by that point. Might as well must have been moving randomly. Sure as hell wouldn't take something as obvious as a public transit, not when Amada had eyes everywhere. Exactly. I think we can rule out his own car too. That would have carried its own risks. Thinking realistically, he probably would have. Wanted to take the taxi. I think chances are pretty good our guy took a taxi. Sure as hell he's cheap, but it'd given him the lowest profile and the most flexibility. They blend right in the road. Oh, good thinking. You might be onto something, Vaughn. Taxis are pretty commonplace, especially for people heading out of town. There's no way Amada could have been monitoring every single taxi run in Edith. So let's say he did take a taxi. What kind of would he have taken? Find one of those independent ones instead of a company taxi, right? That's a good point. A self-employed driver would be given more flexibility. Sounds like guys are your next lead. I have no idea who the driver could be, unfortunately. Maybe it was one of his friends. My guess is he had a driver he had on the regular. Somebody could trust. That ring any bells for you, sweetheart? You know something? It actually does. I remember Dingo would sometimes hail a taxi to get to a reporting site. He mostly took the one that had this black and yellow checkered pattern around the bottom. The driver was an eccentric guy too, from what I recall. Oh wow, it's really good info. Glad you're able to remember that. You said it. We'll look into that once we're done here. Anyway, thanks for the chat, mistress. Well, I'll pay you back sometime. Yes, thank you so much. You have no idea how grateful I am. Oh, don't mention it. I don't Dingo that much. That's it. You always prepare me by coming back here to play. You know. Don't forget that. But yeah, Dingo would tell me stories about you two sometimes. The punk-ass Spriggan and the newbie reporter he had befriended. I do hope you're able to track down his notebook. If there's anyone out there that he'd want to inherit it, I'd imagine it'd be you two. Thank you. We'll do our best. Sure hell gonna try. It'd be wasted to just let God doing all this work for it. Taxi the black, yellow, checkered pattern. I know exactly which one that is. I had no idea Ding was a regular in it. I see that car out of Central Station a lot. Chara's probably out for lunch right now, though. Let's check the food stalls first and see if we get lucky. Alright. Oh, there's the car with the checkered pattern. It's gotta be it. There's the taxi. The driver's gotta be close. Let's sniff him out. Commands. Oh, well, President, my big boy with a cute girl hugging his arm. Never thought you'd ask me that name in a notebook. Wonders never cease, huh? Ah. Looks like we found our guy. Oh, so where is your scratching Dingo's back every now and then? Yep, I made it not look like it, but I used to run all over the Republic taking odd jobs on the down low. I was on the smuggling run once, and bam, I bumped right into him. That's how we met. That must have been over 10 years ago? I think it would have been around 20, I think. Alright. So do you know about how you got do you know how you got tangled up with Armada back then too? Oh man, my boy, do I ever. That was what led him to ask me for help out of the city that day. I stuck him out just like that. He hopped on a bus for Creole, and that was the last I saw him. In retrospect, I should have done it. I shouldn't let his dumb ass do that. It wasn't your fault, Giordano. Don't beat yourself up over it. We weren't the one who killed him. It was Amada. Not even. Dante's owned that. The shit heel. You're right, yeah. Heard he got what he was coming from at the old capital. Heard Bet Dingo's laughing up there. Happy Cargo guy came around for the bastard. Hope he makes him feel better. He really regretted being the guy's broker in his past. Dante's really wasn't the same guy once he took over. So that's his background, huh? Not trying to justify him, but Dante's used to have a good rep on the streets. He had a code, and he stuck to it, and that let people trust him. No wonder he had he's so popular how much everyone hated the head honcho before him. He got Dingo hooked, line, and sinker. Dingo was his informant. Had him the info he needed to bring the gold guy down. Now, and instead, we have this monster he built. Monster, huh? Fitting title for him. I'm not too privy to what happened beyond that, so I don't want to speculate. So you're looking for Dingo's old notebook, and you think I've got it? Bingo. Please, please have it? Well, I'd love to give it to you, but I'm afraid I can't. Why not? Isn't it something he wanted done first? What? Pretty boy would say it was for your eyes only? Well, he tried to keep me. He told me to keep an eye out for the Spriggan guy and a newbie reporter. If anything happened to him, he wanted me to give this key to whichever you I bump into first. Oh. So what is this key for? It looks like a key for a station lock, coin locker, like you'd see around the subway. Spot on. He said he stashed it in the easiest lock you could find. I'm not sure what he meant by that, though. I have no idea which station it's at. Got it. The easiest lock you could find. Where would that be? Well, that about gives it away. Oh, could be the one by Vaughn's office? Probably. Let's head out back then and take a look. Thanks a bunch, Giordano. Maybe I'll make it up to you with a joyride one of these days. When I feel like it. Just call me anytime you're plastered, and I'll be your DD. All right. You know what? While I'm here, might as well see what these guys are discussing. Nice little party guys got here. Don't mind if I do. Well, if it's an Aaron, the Arkwright crew. Good to see you kept well. I thought the Abracer, a Haley Elder, a Marduk, Executive Chief, and the city had all banded together like this. Can't deny it makes me a bit on edge, though. Types from both sides of the law tend to not mix well. I assure you it's much less charged than you might make it out to be. We're just exchanging information and confirming agreements. Please pay us no mind. Cosm. Oh, I haven't seen you since Arosian. We were actually just talking about you, just how we'll go clean up that mess. Take care of the amount of remnants, you mean? Yeah, we smoked out pretty much all the hideouts they had left. We're taking our own measures, of course, mostly concerning Almana's trade and supply routes. The more problematic trade routes have been taken care of. Maybe we'll see the rest. Bet that's just what you're hoping for. We did also uncover some artifacts they have been using. The church is handling those. Yeah, Celis and Leon took care of that. Well, good to hear that's taken care of. Cool, nice to not have that looming over the festival. I'm sure that's why I'm here. The festival is a full sport of the Kowloon group this year. That, of course, does lead to some overlap between us and Marduk. We're here to make sure we don't step on each other's toes, so to speak. Can't tell you how much I'm afraid. I'm only General HQ is taking. You'll have to wait 3 days for more in-depth negotiations. Mr. Thorndyke will be holding a meeting to go over our itinerary. Well, then you're right. Now probably isn't the best time. Can't go jumping the gun. We're discussing all sorts of things from the looks of it. Yeah, nothing to do with us, though. On the contrary, I do have some information you might find useful. We're still tracking down some Almana holdouts that have been taken underground, along with some of the hate groups they use for their ends. Leftovers, huh? The Milkers still around, too. Can't count on them just yet. He pulls those thugs back up and we'll have a Model 2 on our hands. Indeed, he's quite the wild card. We haven't seen any movements from him as of late. But then, that means he hasn't been contacting the remnants either. The guild's working on exposing Amana's business ties. We want to pull it all out by the roots. Elaine and some S-Wings from the HQ are in charge of that. Gotcha. How's she doing out of curiosity? Sorry, can't say for sure. She should be back by tomorrow, though, so I'm sure she'd appreciate a nice warm welcome when she gets home. Butt out, bucko. Huh. Alright. Wrap up this quest and then we'll call it a day. Call it a day. That key we got from the driver probably goes to one of the coin lockers here. What do you say? Should we check out what's inside? Actually no. I'm gonna wrap it up here actually, since I think this is pretty much where it ends. So when we come back, we'll head off to the coin locker and see what Dingo has for secrets, and then we'll do some connection events and we'll go from there. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you then. Later.